What's up? How's it going? My name is Blake, and this is Dogwise Show. Right?
And as you can see, I'm a dog handler volunteer at Oakland Animal Services in California, and today we're going to talk about shelter dogs. I'm going to walk you through some of the most common myths about these animals, and well, we will see if they hold up. So, are they all aggressive? Are they all sick? Will I need a yard? All dogs cannot be trained into the dog I want, right? I mean, why were they surrendered in the first place? If a dog has trauma, will it ever recover? So, is a rescue dog the proper dog for you and your family?
Well, let's find out.
Myth 1. Shelter dogs are aggressive. One of the biggest misconceptions is that rescue dogs are hostile either to people or to other dogs. People think they are dangerous, like they have been sentenced here because they bit someone or something like that.
The reality, dogs may end up in the shelter for several different reasons, and here is a list of some of the most common ones.
Most of these dogs are just stressed. Imagine being taken away from your home, surrounded by strange dogs, and people constantly walking by your kennel. I mean, it's loud, it's scary, and sometimes, they bark because that's what dogs do. But barking isn't aggression, it is communication. In fact, studies show that the vast majority of dogs that end up in a shelter have never shown aggression at all.
See, look how terrifying this one is. Just wants to stay close, Get some rubs. Right, baby. And just do some zoomies too. Right? Zoomy time! She's just really excited to be out of the kennel.
Myth number 2. Shelter dogs are unhealthy. Another big misconception. The dogs we have here are all sick. Hell no. People imagine fleas and all kinds of diseases, but in reality, these pups have all the attention of the shelter vets, other staff members, and volunteers regarding their well-being. So, many dogs are healthier coming out of the shelter than they were when they came in. And sure, some might need extra care, but guess what? So do a lot of purebred dogs. I mean, have you ever heard of hip dysplasia in German Shepherds or breathing issues in bulldogs? Yeah, health issues don't just exist in shelters.
Honestly, it's like the shelter already sends you home with a healthcare starter pack, The dog will be spayed or neutered, you'll have all the vaccines up to date, and all the checkups will be already done. So yeah, come here, Houdini. This is Houdini. Look at this one. They're taken care of,
Myth number 3. Shelter dogs are old and untrainable. Here's another one. All shelter dogs are old. Nope. In fact, shelters are often overflowing with puppies and young dogs because people usually underestimate how much work a puppy actually is. And sometimes it's because of irresponsible breeding. People let their dogs have a litter and cannot provide or find homes for all the puppies. So they end up surrendering all of them to the shelters.
This is Pocky, and he is 9 months. So it's not a shelter full of old undesirable dogs, you know? It's usually a shelter full of people's bad decisions.
So, even if a dog is older, that can be a bonus. They are usually calmer, they are usually house trained, they are past the teething stage, so they don't see your shoes as a chewing toy. A lot of people think it's easier to shape a puppy into the dog you want, but older dogs are absolutely trainable. They are often quicker to pick up new habits than puppies because they are more focused and less easily distracted.
Sometimes people think senior dogs equals less love, but in reality, it just means less chaos, you know? No chaos. No chaos. This is Ellie, and she's 11 years old. If you're not looking for the puppy stage, you're looking for something more calmer and nice, right? Easier, right, baby? Go with an older dog. They're awesome.
Myth number 4: it will be hard to train a shelter dog. So, just as older dogs are trainable, as we have discussed, so are all other shelter dogs.
Sit.
Most of them already know the basic commands like sit, down, maybe even a shake.
Shake. Good boy. See, some of these dogs used to be family dogs, so they still remember all the tricks. And some of them are potty trained, which is really cool.
So just keep in mind, no dog comes with a perfect switch. So they will need patience, they will need effort, they will need consistency from you, like any other dog. Actually, many shelter dogs are extra motivated because training equals attention, playtime, and treats.
Paw. Good boy. Trainable certified. Other paw. I'll take it. Other paw. Other paw. Good boy.
Myth number 5: all dogs need a big yard. Another myth is that dogs need a huge backyard and a big house in order to be happy. I mean, don't get me wrong, space is really nice, obviously, but that's not what truly matters. What dogs really need is exercise, physical and mental stimulation, and most importantly, companionship. A dog that lives in an apartment who gets daily walks, playtime, and attention will be far happier than a dog in a big yard who's left outside and ignored.
You see, dogs don't really care about the square footage you have. They primarily care about being with someone.
Plus, there are easy ways to keep the dog happy without a yard. You can play scent games indoors, hide treats, and let them sniff them out, which is mentally exhausting in the best way. And here's the key: no matter where the dog ends up, it's always better than being stuck in a kennel at a shelter. Even a studio apartment with loving care beats concrete floors, constant barking, and hours of loneliness. Well, that's the list I have for today, and the best proof those myths are wrong: success stories. Shelter dogs that became therapy dogs, service dogs, and absolute best friends. For every stereotype, there is a dog story proving the opposite. So, at the end of the day, adoption isn't just rescuing them. Sometimes, and most of the times, they rescue you too. And do you want proof? Look at those faces over here.
Do you want to hear one of my favorite success stories? Let me know in the comments.
So, are all shelter dogs terrible? Absolutely not. They're just dogs. You know, some goofy, some shy, some full of energy. But they are all definitely waiting for a chance. And the only bad thing is having those beliefs that keep them here longer than they should be.
Also, big thanks to the social media team from OAS that helped me with some of the topics, footage, and pictures in this video. Thank you so much for that. And these guys work so hard to make sure these dogs are not invisible. So go ahead, follow OAS on Instagram. Follow follow Dogwise Show on Instagram. All links in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Right? Sit. Oh. See you next time.